What you are about to see in this video may be upsetting, but it will change your life forever if you listen with an open mind. If you want to save your relationship, but your ex still isn't coming back, this video will explain exactly why they aren't back yet. I'll also explain how you can start making realistic changes today to start getting your ex back for good. As a professional manifestation coach for the past 3 years, I've talked to over 10,000 people who want to get their exes back. And I can tell you from experience that most people keep making the same mistakes over and over and sabotaging their chances of saving their relationships. This video will walk you through the most common mistakes I see people make every single day. I'll also explain how you can fix those mistakes and start getting your relationship back on track. This isn't magic. It's based on science and psychology. And after successfully helping hundreds of clients fix their relationships, I feel that I have a solid understanding of what it actually takes to get an ex back in a healthy way for good. Fair warning, this video is only for people who are truly ready to take accountability and make real life changes. You absolutely cannot get your ex back making the same mistakes over and over. So if you're not willing to take an honest look at the role that you've played in keeping your ex from coming back and making these changes, there really isn't a point in watching this video right now. This video will have a gentle and compassionate tone. If you prefer a more tough love approach, I also have a harsher version of this video available on my page. It will also be at the top of my screen here and linked in the video description. All of the DMs that you're about to see are just examples, not actual messages from people asking for help in order to protect their privacy. But I might as well have taken screenshots from real people because the messages you're about to see are practically word for word examples of the mistakes that I see every single day. Feel free to skip around to the examples that most apply to you or watch the entire video. I am sending you so much love and healing as you deal with this separation. Is my ex coming back? I know how confusing and hopeless it can feel to be separated from the person you love. But let's face it, no one can predict the future. So-called psychics or tarot readers are actually scam artists who want to prey on vulnerable people. And when you ask them, is my ex coming back? It's like blood in the water to those predators. No one can predict the future, as amazing as that would be. There are infinite realities, and every future that could exist can exist for you. You can change your future at any time by making changes in the present moment. That is how you create the future you want. Anyone telling you that your future is set in stone and is out of your control is really saying that you are incapable of making any changes in your present moment. They think you're helpless, and they will either lie and tell you what you want to hear to make you feel good so that you'll come back and pay for more reassurance, or they will tell you something to scare you so that you will come back again and pay for more help. If you are relying on psychics to give you reassurance and help, unfortunately, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable spot for scammers to take advantage of you. And you're denying your infinite potential to shape your own future. You're not giving yourself your own reassurance. You're acting like you're helpless. And that is why you feel so scared of what the future holds. Continuing to get scammed by psychics keeps you stuck in this toxic cycle. Instead, you should learn how to reassure yourself and find resources that help you rely on yourself. When it comes to your relationship, you should only spend money on tools that teach you how to fix your relationship yourself without constantly paying for more and more readings. Of course, I don't claim to know the future either. All I know is that, statistically speaking, my strategy for getting an ex back will make any ex 450% more likely to come back long term. This is based on real client data. And although I cannot guarantee that your ex will come back with the method that I teach in my reunion program, I can promise you that your odds are a lot better following my science-backed strategy versus getting scammed by so-called psychics. That's why the reunion program that I offer is designed to be a one-time purchase that teaches you lifelong skills to work on yourself and your relationship without having to pay more and more for help and reassurance. Although additional coaching is available for those who desire extra support, it is not meant to be a long-term arrangement. You deserve to learn how to help yourself and not spend endless amounts of money and time relying on someone else to fix things for you, because you are so capable of learning how to fix your relationship yourself. Can you manifest them back for me? No one can manifest your ex back or fix your relationship for you. Anyone who is claiming to be able to do so is trying to scam you. The only one who can control your life is you. The only way to fix your relationship is to learn how to fix your relationship. You are manifesting everything in your reality. You manifested meeting your partner. You manifested the entire relationship, and you manifested the breakup. Now it's time to learn how to manifest a healthy reunion. Wanting someone to manifest for you may mean that you're not ready to put in the work into saving your relationship. See, relationships only work when you work on them. There is no way to snap your fingers and magically get back together. You actually have to learn and practice the skills to create a happy, healthy relationship that lasts. If you aren't willing to do that right now, to be honest, now is not the right time for a relationship. You deserve to focus only on yourself if a relationship is just too much work for you at this time. Wait until you're ready to work on your relationship before trying to get your ex back. Your ex deserves to be with the best version of you who is willing to put in the work. And the only way that your ex will work on the relationship with you is if you're also willing to work on it. The reunion program offers simple step-by-step instructions that anyone can follow regardless of circumstances. It only requires about 10 minutes a day for using techniques and only about an hour a week to study the material for a few weeks. This is by far the fastest, easiest way to get your ex back that actually works. So stop getting scammed by people who claim to fix your relationship for you, and instead step into your power and learn how to fix your own relationship the right way. I want a love spell to get my ex back. Just like the previous faux pas, this will never work. This isn't Harry Potter. It's real life, and there's no such thing as spells. I've talked to about 10,000 people in separation at this point, and I have been honestly mortified at how many people keep falling for love spell scams. It's honestly heartbreaking to see so many of you getting taken advantage of. But there will always be scammers in the world. And although it is their fault for scamming you, it's also your responsibility to not fall for scams. Luckily, this scam is incredibly easy to avoid. Simply stop paying for magic and spells. If you've already paid for magic spells, don't be embarrassed. I have heard of people spending upwards of $5,000 on magic candles and getting extorted by some truly scary scammers on the internet. It is way too common these days. But again, the solution is very simple. Simply stop paying for spells, magic, or anyone who's claiming to fix your relationship for you. Again, the only way to get your ex back is to learn how to fix your relationship yourself. If you truly think that your relationship ended because a witch put a spell on your ex, and I say this with love, you need to seek mental health services and take accountability. If you blame black magic for your breakup, right now you're lacking the basic accountability that's necessary for a relationship. And again, I say this with love. Please seek mental health services right away. If you want to believe that a magic spell will fix your relationship, truly, I strongly encourage you to stay single for a while. What this means is that you're not actually ready to put in the work that it takes to have a healthy relationship. Your partner deserves to be with a version of you who is willing to work on the relationship, as do you. But that cannot happen if you refuse to learn how to fix the relationship and instead prefer to pay for magic. Relationships take work. So please wait until you're ready for that responsibility before getting into a relationship. Think about it. When you try to use magic spells, you're trying to control your partner instead of learning how to listen to their needs and communicate in a healthy way. Wanting to control another human being through force is not okay. Real manifestation has nothing to do with controlling or forcing anyone. It is 100% about forming healthy beliefs, creating positive thoughts for yourself naturally, feeling better without faking it, speaking positively, and taking healthy actions. That's it. It never has anything to do with controlling your ex. My reunion program teaches you how to make these realistic changes for yourself and will help you reconnect with a version of your partner who freely chooses to be with you without control or magic. I can't afford your program, even though it's only $16 to get started. If you are truly in a position where 50 cents a day is an impossible amount of money to spend on someone that you love and want to spend the rest of your life with, now is not the time to be in a relationship. This type of extreme financial crisis is truly terrifying. And if you cannot afford to spend $16 once a month for 4 months, I do hope with all my heart that you're able to get to a safe place financially very soon. The reason I don't recommend being in a relationship with this type of financial position is because you are in an extremely dangerous situation where even the most minor inconvenience would cause you to be homeless if you aren't already. If this is truly your financial state, you can barely afford food. You cannot afford to go out with your friends. Your gas tank is always empty. You cannot adequately care for yourself or your family. And trying to add a relationship on top of this extremely stressful situation isn't fair to anyone. Trust me, I've been there myself. So let's be honest, you really can't afford a relationship right now. And again, I say this with so much love, but if 50 cents a day is an absolutely impossible amount of money to spend, you can't afford to go on a date. You can't afford gas to go see your partner. You can't afford Netflix to stay at home and spend time with your partner there. You can't afford to feed your partner a snack if they come over. You can't afford a phone bill to talk to them. And again, if this really is the case that you're in, please use this time to research financial crisis services. Focus on finding enough food to survive. There should be many public safety services available to someone in your situation. Things like Medicaid, food banks, loan restructuring, discount transportation, sliding scale services, low-income housing. Your safety is the most important thing. And if you're truly in this situation, a relationship is not advisable until you can get to a safe place financially. But let's be honest, most people watching this video can afford to spend 50 cents a day for a few months, especially for something that could completely change the rest of their lives for the best. 50 cents is an infinitesimal price to spend on not only feeling healthy and happy within yourself, but to also reconnect with the person you love and spend the rest of your lives together. If the only thing standing between you and spending the rest of your life with your soulmate is 50 cents a day, how can you be okay with just giving up? The most likely issue isn't that you don't have access to $16. The issue is that you're scared. You're scared to spend money and not get results. You're scared of getting scammed. You're scared of trying and failing. You're scared that your situation is hopeless. We will address all of these concerns later in the video, but for now, let's just talk a little bit more about money. You have access to the internet because you're watching this video. Therefore, it is absolutely possible for you to make an extra $16 a month. Far more than that, actually. Instead of worrying about how to get your ex back and go through financial hardship with you, use this time to empower yourself. Use the resources available to learn how to create a better situation for yourself and your future relationship, so you can finally be free of the looming terror of not having enough money to keep a roof over your head and food in your belly. Use Google and YouTube to research how to make extra money. You can donate blood, marrow, fluids, and even feces for a potentially significant amount of money. You can put advertising stickers on your car. You can do affiliate marketing. You can take surveys, play games on your phone, or test video games. You can be an empathetic listener on Fiverr. You can create digital art, edit videos, or become an appointment setter in your free time. You can use AI to create content, courses, and products. You can do pay to print on Etsy. You can start a store on Shopify making art. You can sell used clothes. You can collect aluminum cans, resell thrifted items, refurbish furniture, proofread essays, type up captions, do voiceovers, record product videos for companies, create UGC videos, build your social media, and offer brand deals. You could literally walk around your city for an hour and collect 50 cents of change off of the ground and afford this program. The truth is, if you're watching this video, You already have access to millions of ways to make $16, but you're not using the resources that are at your disposal. That's where my concern comes in. If you're not using the free resources that you already have to get yourself in a better financial position, why would you be able to use my paid program to get your ex back? The same reason you are in a severe financial crisis is the same reason your ex left and is not coming back yet. It's a lack mentality. A mentality that says, this is too hard. I just have bad luck. I don't have time or energy to help myself. I can't use the resources that are provided to me. I can't. My friends, if this is how you are living life, I am so sorry. Again, I've been there myself, and I encourage you to use the resources that are available to help you out of this crisis. There are so many free programs that can help you and affordable therapy options. But this is certainly not the time for you to go asking professional coaches who offer paid programs to help you. I understand how awful severe financial struggles are. I was where you were just a few years ago. I couldn't afford to pay my rent. I could barely afford food. I had to beg friends and family for loans that I couldn't pay back. I know. I get it. But the solution is not to ask small businesses to help you for free when we are just trying to feed our families too. I could go on all day about how the answer to financial freedom is the same answer to a healthy relationship, but it all comes down to your choice to be more resourceful or to continue living exactly the same way you are now. Nothing is going to change until you do. So for your sake, I hope this video sparks something inside of you and you start using the resources available to you. Everyone deserves financial freedom, and I am so happy to offer my services once you're able to take that step. In the meantime, please enjoy my free content on social media and YouTube. I know you can use these resources to feel inspired to take action and to move yourself to a better financial state. I'm going to buy on Friday. Listen, sometimes people say this, and sometimes they actually do enroll on Friday. But 90% of the time, when people say that they need to wait until payday to do something, they don't. They're using it as an excuse to take more time to talk themselves out of getting help. The reality is, if you're watching this video, you have the internet. You have a phone or a computer, and you do have $16 in your bank account. But you're choosing to delay the process of getting help because of doubt and fear. You want to take more time to talk yourself out of getting help. You want to overthink everything that could go wrong and all the reasons why you should just give up. You have gotten so comfortable in not having what you want that trying to get it actually feels scarier than losing your partner forever. And that's why you say you'll buy on Friday. The other thing I see happen all the time is that in the few days between sending that message and you getting your paycheck, a million new things go wrong in life. I cannot even tell you how many thousands of times people say they're going to buy on Friday only for their car to break down. They lose their job, they get evicted, they develop health issues, and even have a loved one die within just a few short days. Not to mention that things get significantly worse with their ex in that short time frame. Their ex blocks them, starts dating someone else, or infidelity comes to light, all in that short time that they were waiting for their paycheck. Why does this happen? Because manifestation doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are. And when you say you're going to wait until payday to work on yourself and your relationship, what you're saying is, I can't afford to do anything to help myself. I'm terrified of making a bad decision. I'm too scared to even try. Everything in my life is going wrong, so why would this program work for me? It's a lost cause. My ex hates me. Nothing is working anyways, and I am hopeless. Be honest with yourself. When you say that you want to wait until payday, I guarantee you have a whole bunch of other negative thoughts, beliefs, and feelings to go with it. And that's why everything in your life is going wrong, along with your relationship. The solution? Stop falling into the comfort of excuses and invest in your future today. Stop giving yourself time to talk yourself out of doing the right thing for yourself and just do the right thing now. Deep down, you know that something that is based on science and psychology with simple step-by-step instructions that doesn't make exaggerated claims of overnight success and has worked for hundreds of people in the same or worse situations than yours will work for you too. Listen to what your heart is saying, not what your fear is saying. I know for a fact that this program can help you because you're not a lost cause. Your situation is not impossible, and you probably don't need to wait until Friday. I just need to think about it for a while. When people say that they need time to think about whether or not to get help, it means one of two things. Either they don't have enough information to make a decision, or they're too scared to try. If you feel like you don't have enough information about the reunion program that I offer and whether it's a good fit to help save your relationship, I encourage you to check out the extensive resources I offer at manifest-best.com, to watch my free webinar recordings on YouTube. The webinar comes in several edits, up to 2 hours worth of information, and will certainly answer any question you could possibly have. But you can also DM me on Instagram or email me with additional questions about the program. My contact information for those things is in the video description below. If, however, your reason for not wanting to get help right now is that you are just afraid to try, I have some bad news for you. Your ex can only show up as a reflection of you. So, if you're too scared to try to fix your relationship, your ex will also refuse to work on the relationship with you. The longer that you sit and think about whether you want to work on your relationship, the worse you're going to feel. Because you're embodying a version of you who feels scared and unsure. Whereas making the decision to work on your relationship feels strong and hopeful. I cannot stress enough that after talking to over 10,000 people, almost every single person, that's thousands and thousands of people, when they say that they need to think about it, they never get help. And they definitely never get their ex back. They reach out to me again months or even years later and tell me that their lives have completely fallen apart and that they want my help now for real. But 9 times out of 10, they still don't follow through with getting that help because now things have gotten so utterly hopeless that they don't see a point in even trying to make their lives better. If they were too scared to try when things were bad before, they are way too scared to try now that everything seems 10 times worse. And what's worse is because they refuse to work on fixing their last relationship, they experience the same issues in their new relationships. The same patterns repeat again and again because they are stuck in a cycle of being too afraid to get help. It's absolutely Crazy how many times I've heard people say, I need to think about it, or I just have to wait. And days or weeks later, their friend or family members die. I know that sounds completely insane and really dramatic. I didn't even connect the dots at first when it started happening, but the sheer number of times that this has happened isn't something I can ignore. Horrible things are happening all the time when people wait to get the help they truly need. And listen, I am in no way saying that you need to sign up for my program or your family members will die. No, not at all. But I am stating a fact that I have seen so many coincidences where this has happened. It freaks me out. It freaks me out. And you can believe whatever you want to believe, but I believe that when a person is hopelessly locked in indecision and they can't even decide to help themselves get something that they really want with their entire soul that will really help them, they inevitably align with even more ways to suffer. Now, in less extreme examples, when people say that they want to wait until they have more money before they can enroll, they actually end up reporting that they've gotten a ton of extra bills and expenses, or they lose their job, or their car breaks down, or they get scammed and lose money in the stock market, and they have less money than they've ever had before because they were embodying a version of self who doesn't even have enough money to get help. My friends, don't fall for this common trap of saying that you want help but refusing to get it or finding excuses not to. You need to have courage. Courage is not a lack of fear. It is taking action even when you are afraid. And you do have the ability to make decisions even when you're scared. Step into your power and the whole world will shift to support you. That's why some clients have gotten their exes back within days of joining the reunion program, because they stepped into their power and embodied a version of self who gets what they want. And you can too. I want help, but I think this is a lost cause. My ex says they don't want to get back together and they are seeing someone else. Listen, whatever you believe, you're right. So if you truly believe that your relationship is a lost cause and that even the most effective and proven program on the entire planet could never help the likes of you, you're right. But you don't actually think that. Want to know how I know? Because you reached out for help, either by watching this video or contacting me directly. That fact alone means that you know that help is possible, because we never ask for things that we truly think are impossible. I'm not emailing Bill Gates and asking him to send me $1 million because I don't really think that he would. And I'm not charging $10,000 for this program, even though it's worth it, because I don't think it's possible to sell it at this price. And I'm not asking my doctor to prescribe a magic pill that will suddenly make me 30 pounds lighter and 2 inches taller overnight, because I don't believe that that's possible. But I have asked my therapist for help coping with problems. I do ask potential clients if they want to enroll in my reasonably priced program. And I do ask my husband if he wants to go to dinner on Friday night, because I believe that all those things are possible. You know that something out there can help you. And you know that the reunion program could be that thing. Otherwise, you wouldn't have asked me for help. It may be true that your situation seems difficult, but it's also true that the reunion program has worked in situations that may be far more difficult than yours. This has worked for couples who have only dated for a few weeks and couples who have been separated for many years. It has worked for exes who still live in the same house and who live on different continents. For couples who have never met in person, and for couples whose parents forbid their relationship. For exes who have blocked you. For exes that you haven't spoken to in 10 years. For exes who were dating, engaged, or married to someone else. For exes who had kids with someone else. For exes who wanted different futures. For exes who said that they hate you and they never want to see you again. For exes who cheated. For exes who said they didn't want commitment or monogamy. For exes who lied or didn't show up properly in the relationship. For situations where the client lied, cheated, or messed up. For clients who were mid-divorce. For clients who were already divorced. For clients whose exes got someone else pregnant. For clients who were arranged to be married to someone else. For clients with different religious views, or for clients whose exes were broke, immature, or unsure of their sexuality. This program has worked in literally every type of seemingly impossible situation that I have personally ever seen. Please note that this program is not for abusive relationships, though. That is one circumstance in which I will not enroll a client for safety reasons. This program is also not for anyone who is under the age of 18. But the only reason that you and your ex are not back together yet is that you keep talking yourself out of even trying to get help. And the more that you do that, the more impossible it all seems. So how do you stop self-sabotaging? You have to leave your own pity party and have the courage to try. Because nothing is going to change until you decide to make a change. I do want my ex back, but we were always fighting, and sometimes they called me names and threatened me. If this has happened to you, I am so sorry. It is never your fault when you are abused. That said, in my opinion, your relationship is not worth saving. If you were always fighting and your partner verbally abused you or even threatened to physically harm you, they are a very dangerous person and they are beneath you. Your only job now is to heal. Not just to get over your ex, but to truly heal. When you heal inside, you would never want to go back to a relationship like that. You need to learn how to detect red flags, to hold healthy boundaries, and to have higher standards. It is never your fault when you are abused. But abuse rarely happens out of the blue like the flip of a switch. Abusers tend to test the waters and push your limits to slowly ease you into a dangerous situation. Very rarely does someone behave perfectly and then snap without any warning. It is never your fault, but it is your responsibility to learn those warning signs and to do the inner work so that you can be safe while you're single and healing, and help make sure your next relationship with someone else is healthy and respectful. I do offer one-on-one coaching to help with this process, but I really recommend a licensed abuse counselor who specializes in exactly what you're going through. No one deserves to be treated that way, and it is fully possible for you to have a safe and healthy relationship going forward. They cheated on me several times during the whole relationship. This is abuse. It is physical abuse because they're putting you at risk of STIs. It is sexual abuse because they are tricking you into having sex under the false pretense of monogamy. And it is mental abuse because cheating causes immense emotional pain. If your ex cheated on you several times, do not go back to them. Not for the kids, not if they seem to have changed, not under any circumstance. In my opinion, it's far better to cultivate self-respect and self-love. When you truly love yourself, you would never settle for someone that is physically, sexually, and emotionally abusive. Again, the reunion program is not available for enrollment under these circumstances, but I am happy to offer one-on-one coaching to help facilitate healing, self-love, and healthy boundaries going forward. However, I also recommend seeing a licensed counselor. As someone who myself was cheated on in every single relationship until I learned how to manifest, I can tell you that it's completely possible to heal and to never get cheated on again. That said, serial cheating is different than cheating just one time, in my opinion. If you or your partner have only cheated once, honestly, it's up to your discretion of whether or not you want to save the relationship. I do believe it's possible to reconnect in a healthy way if infidelity only happened once. It's possible to save the relationship even if you cheated and your partner seems unforgiving, or if they cheated and you are willing to learn how to forgive and heal resentment so that real trust can be established moving forward. I do want help, but I'm too scared to try. What if it doesn't work? As with anything in life, the first step to getting what you want is trying. Remember, you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. So when you're too scared to try to fix your relationship, your ex will also find reasons not to fix it. And your circumstances will get scarier to support your belief that it is too scary to even try. Things will get worse and worse, and statistically speaking, you will never get back together. So how do you fix this? By having the courage to try anyway. Again, courage is not a lack of fear. Courage is the willingness to try even when you are afraid. Courage is a requirement for relationships. If you are too scared to try to fix your relationship now, you would also be too scared to try to fix things within your relationship once you're back together. This is not true just for getting your ex back, but for any romantic relationship from now on, even with someone new. Until you are willing to face your fear, all your relationships are going to end for similar reasons. You have to get the courage to identify what went wrong, especially internally, and fix it once and for all. That's the only logical way to move forward. And I understand being afraid to try. Trust me, I was afraid for most of my life. And that's why my life was mostly awful for 27 years. I was afraid to go for what I wanted and not get it. I was afraid that things would end up worse than before. I was afraid to step out of my comfort zone, afraid that I couldn't do it, afraid that someone would try to take advantage of me, afraid that bad luck would sabotage me. But all of those excuses lack the realization of your true power. All of those fears assume that you are helpless, that you can't adapt and learn, that you are incapable of learning from mistakes, that you are weak and at the whim of random chance. And none of that is true. You have the full power to decide where you want to go and to get there. You are absolutely capable of learning and growing and changing in positive ways. You are not stuck or doomed to a negative outcome. And the sooner that you take a chance and try, the sooner you're going to get your ex back. That said, it's within your power to choose a coach who can help you on your journey. Do your research. Get quality help from a coach who runs a licensed business and has plenty of client reviews. Make sure that their help is based on science and psychology, not magic or tarot or crystals. Make sure that their program teaches you how to fix your relationship yourself in a realistic way and does not promise to magically fix everything for you overnight. Make sure that they use a secure payment processor, not something shady like Venmo or PayPal. The reunion program is provided through Manifest Best LLC, which is a licensed, registered business in the state of Texas. I report all income to the IRS, and all of my sales are processed through secure and trusted companies like Stripe, Shopify, and Etsy. Manifest Best and the Reunion program has over 150 reviews from real clients, which you can find on manifest-best.com and my social media. My program is based on science and psychology, not magic or fortune telling. My program teaches you how to fix your own relationship. As mentioned earlier, this program has worked for every situation I have ever heard of in my entire life, except for prohibited circumstances like abuse. With just a basic bit of research, it's easy to tell that this program can work for anyone. So stop feeding into fears and what ifs. Change is supposed to feel scary. So fear actually means that you're making the right choice. Just ask yourself, are you more scared of trying to get your ex back and the possibility of it not working? Or are you more afraid of losing the love of your life forever because you were too scared to even try something that has worked for hundreds of other people? Are you willing to live with the regret of forever knowing that you could have gotten back together if you had just bothered to try? The reunion program has been statistically proven to make any ex 450% more likely to come back for good versus trying on your own. And there is a 100% guarantee that you are never going to get back together if you make the decision to not try because you're scared. When you truly love someone, you will try. If fear stops you from even trying, to be honest, it's probably not real love. I do want to try, but you need to give me a 100% guarantee that this will work before I'm willing to try. Nothing in life is guaranteed. Most people, in the US at least, spend tens of thousands of dollars and get 4+ years of going to college to hopefully get a degree, to hopefully get a job in their desired field, to hopefully get paid a livable wage, and hopefully enjoy their work. But none of those things are guaranteed. You simply have faith that if you study hard and keep applying to jobs after school, everything will eventually work out. So if you can risk tens of thousands of dollars just for a chance at getting to work for 40 years, why is it so hard to invest a few $100s or less for the chance at spending the next 80 years madly in love with the person of your dreams? Honestly, if your ex is not worth that risk, it's not real love. You take a risk every time you get in a car, fly in a plane, or cross the street. And if you're willing to take those risks, but refuse to risk working on your relationship, I truly do believe that it's best to stay single and even consider therapy. Remember, this is not a very risky investment anyways. You're 450% more likely to get back together with this program. It is far more risky not to get help. You are 100% guaranteed to not get back together if you don't even try. Can you help me for free? No. To be honest, this question is rude and it's entitled. It's not okay to ask a small business to donate their time and effort to help you for free when we're just trying to work and feed our families like anyone else. Furthermore, asking this question means that you think your relationship is worthless. If your relationship isn't worth investing in, just let them go. It also means that you think my program and help is worthless. And if you think that, why do you want it anyways? If this is truly how you feel, I kindly ask that you unsubscribe from all of my platforms. We are not a good fit. Can you help me? I would love to help. Would you like to apply to see if this program is a good fit for you? Just following up. Would you still like help? Listen, your ex can only show up as a reflection of you. When your intention is to get your ex back, but you ignore the person that you asked to help you do that, your ex has no choice but to ignore you too. Saving a relationship is serious business, so take it seriously. And treat others the way that you want to be treated. Would you want someone to ask you for help and then repeatedly ignore you for days on end? That's not very kind, is it? Listen, I understand that life gets busy. I run a business. I'm a wife. I'm a first-time mother. I understand what it's like to be busy too. But it's still always possible to take a couple of seconds to have good communication. If your relationship isn't a priority at this time, that's fine. The right thing to do is to message the person that you asked for help and say, I'd like to revisit this in 2 weeks when I have more time. And I'm sure that that coach, whoever they are, will be happy to reach out when it's convenient for you. But unfortunately, opening and then ignoring message after message after message after asking someone for help, that's a big red flag for any coach. It makes you look like you're not serious, like you don't have respectful, good communication, and that it would be really difficult to work with you as a client. So please, just treat others the way you want to be treated. And if you need to revisit the conversation at a different time, just communicate. I'm just going to hope that they come back. Whatever is meant to be, will be. Here's the truth. Hoping that your ex will come back will not make them come back. In the reunion program, we actually talk about why sitting around and hoping for something actually pushes what you want farther away. And why sit and hope as if you're helpless when the step-by-step instructions to get back together are right here waiting for you? Whatever is meant to be will be is just another way to say, I am helpless. What will be is what you make happen in life, because you are not helpless. You are able to follow proven step-by-step instructions and get results like hundreds of my clients have already. You don't have to just sit and hope that something good happens. Make something good happen for yourself. Saying whatever's meant to be will be is like getting in the driver's seat of your car, turning on the ignition, pressing the gas, but refusing to touch the steering wheel. You're going to end up going in a random direction, and you're going to end up in a crash sooner or later. Things happen in life because we go in the direction of those things. So if you want a new job, you wouldn't just sit in a job that you hate and mindlessly hope that a dream job falls into your lap. No, you would start searching for jobs that you would like, and you start applying for those jobs. You start going to those interviews. You start networking and preparing for the job that you want. If you want to have a baby, you don't just sit around with your clothes on and hope to have an immaculate birth. No, you find a suitable partner or a bank. You track your cycle and you do the thing that you do to make a baby. Similarly, your ex is not going to come back just because you hope that they will. It's time to take the initiative to learn how to fix your relationship. Now is the time to start being who you truly want to be. You are someone who has a say in what happens in your future, instead of just hoping that something good happens. I'm just going to try to go no contact so that they miss me and want to come back. This is a bad idea. Let me explain why. Again, you manifest what you are. So if you are purposefully ignoring your ex, they are more likely to ignore you back. Second, this is pretty manipulative and it's controlling, which means that your ex is going to be manipulative and controlling to you as well. See, you're playing this toxic game, and even if you do manage to manipulate them into coming back, your relationship is going to be unhealthy. Ignoring someone to force them to contact you, it's actually a form of abuse. It could be referred to as stonewalling. Now, I know that most of you who try this are not being intentionally abusive. You probably saw some teenager on TikTok talking about how they ignored their ex and they got a text the next day. But I absolutely guarantee you, their relationship did not end well. There is a much better way to get your ex back. Going no contact to control someone else's feelings and force them to contact you is really unhealthy, both for you and your partner. If you have ever tried this, you already know that it doesn't feel good. It's stressful, and you keep checking to see if ignoring them has worked. It is an unhealthy power struggle, and it's not a respectful way to love someone. You wouldn't want your partner to ignore you to make you feel bad, right? So doing that to them now isn't the right way to rekindle your relationship. The reunion program teaches a healthy alternative to manipulative no contact strategies that unfortunately are pretty rampant on the internet. You'll actually learn a healthy way to regain contact with your partner, even if you haven't spoken to them in years. It doesn't affect their free will, and it feels healthy for you too. I'm just going to keep watching some free videos online to try to get them back. Listen, if those free videos were working for you, you wouldn't be watching this video or messaging me for help. Those free videos are free for a reason. They cost what they're worth. Not much, just a little bit of your time. Nothing of real value, and certainly nothing that is going to change your life. You're going to find yourself in a frustrating rat race of fad techniques that are not based in science or barely work, if at all. Things like the 777 method, the 369, the pillow method, the whisper method, the love letter method, love crystals, vision boards, astrology, tarot, manifesting with the moon, manifesting at 11:11, and so on. None of these things are going to fix your relationship because none of them teach you how to fix your relationship. The only way to fix your relationship is to diagnose what went wrong and to use science-backed methods to work through those problems so that you can manifest a better version of yourself and your ex. Relationships only work when you work on them. So robotically affirming, my ex loves me, over and over, or setting an intention for them to come back is not going to work. If you just want to watch free videos and not invest in help when you know that you need it, what you're really saying is my relationship is not worth investing in. And that's why your ex isn't coming back. I need to know exactly how the entire manifesting process works before I'll enroll. With all due respect, you don't. You're just afraid. And that fear comes from the unknown. You've tricked yourself into thinking that if you can just understand exactly how every single part of the process works, you'll feel comfortable spending money on a solution. But that's just another form of fear. Let's be honest, you've bought plenty of things without knowing exactly how they work. Did you know exactly how to use your cell phone before you bought it? Probably not. But you figured out how to use it with practice. You probably can't tell me exactly how the internet works, but you pay for that every month. I bet you can't tell me how they get pictures and sound onto your TV, but you know how to use your remote, so it really doesn't matter how the actual TV works. Do you know exactly how every single part of your car works? Again, probably not, but you still bought it, and it probably cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. You are making excuses because of fear. But remember, fear is a sign that you're on the right path if you have the courage to keep going. All you need to know is what steps are required of you to get results in this program. As you may have seen on my website, my program works by walking you through a simple step-by-step process to create healthy beliefs, how to think positive thoughts naturally, how to feel better without faking it, how to speak in a more powerful way, how to create healthy habits, and how to take inspired action. That's it. If you're willing to be honest with yourself and apply these simple instructions in the program, you will get results. You don't need to learn the quantum physics of manifestation in order to be successful. If you're willing to dedicate about 1 hour a week watching informational videos and about 10 minutes a day in applying what you learn, the reunion program can work for you. I'm just really sad right now, and I want to wait until I feel better to get started. The root of your sadness is tied to the root of your breakup. And I don't mean that you're just sad because of the breakup, although I know that's part of it. But the issues in your relationship started inside of you before they ever became a problem with your ex. The reunion program helps you identify and heal those inner problems. They tend to be things like self-doubt, distrust, fear, insecurity, resentment, suspicion, inadequacy, jealousy, etc. As someone who has been through plenty of hard breakups and really bad depression, I know how difficult it is to make those positive changes when you're sad. But the truth is, you are going to keep feeling sad until you decide to make a change. Happiness, unfortunately, is not just going to fall into your lap. You are not going to wake up one day and randomly feel like you're ready to work on yourself and your relationship. You're gonna have to decide to do this work before you feel like doing it in order to feel like you can do it. And the cool thing is that once you make that strong decision to work on yourself, even though you're sad, you start to feel better. Why? Because manifestation gives you what you are. When you make the choice to start doing the work, you start to become someone who starts to feel better. So make the decision before you feel like making it, and you will feel more like doing it. Want some reassuring statistics? No one in the entire history of this course has ever not felt better after completing the program. Not one. And there are hundreds and hundreds of clients enrolled in Reunion. In fact, most clients report starting to feel better within just 2 days of enrolling. That's because the very first thing that we work on before we even start fixing your relationship is how you can feel better, even before your ex comes back. It is crucial that you learn how to feel good without depending on circumstances. Your ex coming back is a circumstance. You can and will feel better without needing them to come back. Obviously, the program will help you get back together as well, but I believe that it's more important that you learn how to feel good inside regardless of what's happening outside. And that is what this program does. Dozens of clients have reported that Reunion is better than any therapy they have ever had before. Now, that is not a claim that I am comfortable making, but that is a claim that I have heard from so many clients. So you don't have to keep feeling sad and hopeless. You can literally start feeling better now. My ex texted me, so I want to wait and see how it goes before I decide if I want help. I hate to break it to you, but your breakup wasn't the problem. So getting back together isn't a solution. You broke up because you had inner issues and issues within the relationship. You had issues with communication or trust or compatibility. And simply getting back together is not going to fix any of that. You have to learn how to do the inner work and to work on your relationship. Otherwise, even if you do get back together, you're going to break up again for the same reasons. And getting a text really doesn't mean that you're going to get back together. In fact, if you haven't done any of the inner relationship work, texting your ex could very well make things worse. That's why Reunion teaches you how to communicate with your partner from a solid, healthy place. You'll also learn how to react to anything your ex says from a solid, healthy place instead of being reactive or desperate. If you don't want to get help because your ex texted you, it means you're living circumstance to circumstance. You don't have a clear vision of how to rebuild your relationship and instead are clinging to each little interaction for dear life. This is a very stressful and short-sighted approach, and it won't work. You deserve and need a plan that does work, and that's what Reunion offers. I texted them and things got worse, so I'm just going to give up. Well, of course things got worse because you haven't actually changed or learned or healed anything yet. You felt desperate and you texted your ex hoping for some magical turn of events. And instead, you got exactly what I could have told you would happen. You got opposite results. You got the exact opposite of what you wanted because you're still trying to go about this in a way that doesn't work. You keep trying things that don't work. And that's what I'm offering to help you avoid. Babes, that's why you reached out for help, right? Because you knew that something you were doing wasn't working. So why do you keep doing it and pushing them farther away? Yes, you can still get back together, But please stop making your situation worse before you get the help to make it better. Just do what you know you need to do and get the help that you've been asking for all this time. Everything can start getting better today if you decide to make a healthy change. There's just a lot of things going wrong in my life right now, and I don't want to work on anything until my life gets easier. The same inner issues that caused your breakup are the same inner issues that are causing all these other problems in your life. Problems with money, your job, your family, your health, your living situation. It all stems from you. And that's not about blame. And no, you don't deserve for bad things to happen to you. But you manifest what you are. And when there are deep inner problems presenting as outward tragedies, you have to stop it at the source. Reunion doesn't just teach you how to get your ex back. It teaches you how to heal those roots. That's why clients tend to see a significant overall life improvement in this program. Yes, they get their exes back. Yes, they feel better too. But often they also get promotions and their dream jobs. They get new houses at great prices in tough markets. They win random money up to $15,000. They get new cars, sometimes for free. They find out that they're pregnant when doctors said it was impossible. They get rid of their back pain and depression. They make new, healthy friends. They reconnect with estranged family. Life just gets better because they healed the inner roots of their problem and are now free to flourish. And these are not my claims. These are not my claims to make. These are self-reported results from hundreds of clients. Life is not going to get easier by waiting for things to get better. Life gets easier by taking action. By actively choosing to get help when life is bad, you are stepping in to a better future. I tried something else in the past and it didn't work. So I don't know if I should ever try anything else ever again. Well, that's just kind of silly, right? You tried something once and now you've decided to never try anything ever again. Just play that excuse back to yourself and you'll see how backwards it is. Let's be honest. The things you've tried in the past probably are things that don't work for anyone. And that's why they didn't work for you. You tried things like going no contact or texting your ex to convince them to take you back. You tried making them jealous or letting them walk all over you. You tried fad manifestation techniques like spells and crystals and the whisper method. You tried being patient and doing nothing. You tried being really pushy. You tried robotic affirmations. You tried begging. You tried some random meditation that you found for free online. You tried a relationship guru. You tried some alpha male program. You tried dating other people. You've tried a whole bunch of things that don't work for anyone. And that's why they didn't work. There is no trying when you're actually manifesting the right way. You simply manifest and you get an exact match for what you are being. It's simple, perfect, and infallible. Manifestation always works. You just haven't been taught the right things to do, or your ex would be back already. If what I'm saying sounds kind of harsh, please think of it this way. What if I said, I want to go from New York down to Florida, but instead I just kept driving west? I really want to go to Florida, and I'm trying so hard, but I'm still just driving the wrong way. No matter how hard I tried, I was always going in the wrong direction. I could try to get to Florida for the rest of my life, but if I tried to get to Florida which is down here for those of you outside the US, if I tried getting down here by driving west, I would never get there. That's what you're doing when you say this. You keep trying things that don't work and you keep complaining that they're not working and deciding that that must mean that nothing works, that it must be impossible to get from New York to Florida because you've tried every day for years and you've not gotten there. But it's just that you're going the wrong way. You are fully and 100% capable of driving to Florida. You just have to learn how to drive south. The Reunion program offers exact directions to help you get exactly where you want to go. You just have to invest in a map. I tried manifesting before, but it didn't work. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. Manifesting is perfect. You always get an exact match to what you are being. First of all, whatever you did to try to manifest most likely was wrong. Most coaches out there, they teach these fad methods that sound great on TikTok, but they don't actually work long term. If you tried something that didn't change who you are in your soul, you weren't manifesting. You got duped. Furthermore, manifesting has nothing to do with trying. If it feels like you're trying to get your ex back, you are not manifesting your ex back. You get what you are. So if you are trying to get something, it automatically means that you don't have what you're trying to get. Reunion makes this process extremely simple. It is so much easier than most coaches make it. I give you step-by-step instructions that anyone can start applying from day one. There's really no need to feel confused about how to manifest. The answers are right here waiting for you to step into your best version of self. I want to start with the mini course, and if I need it, I will get the full course later. Listen, there's nothing wrong with the mini version of the Reunion program. The mini version includes a basic overview of the most important concepts in the full version of the program. The mini version is much shorter, so of course it's not as in-depth, but plenty of clients have gotten their exes back with just the mini course. That said, the only reason you should get the mini version of the course is because you can't afford the full version. The mini course is meant only for people in the most severe financial situations. That's why there are actually several houseless individuals who are enrolled in the mini version of Reunion. But whenever possible, get the full version. Most clients are in the full program, and most success stories come from the full program. The full program has 28 times more information. It has 6 times more customizable exercises. It is the only version that includes meditations and videos. It is the only version that includes additional support with questions. And it is certainly the version that gives your relationship the best chance of success. The full version goes in depth about exactly how to handle literally every circumstance I've ever heard of after talking to 10,000 people. It answers every question every client has ever had. It is the only resource you should ever need to get your ex back for good in the healthiest, happiest way possible. So if you can only afford the mini version, which is about 50 cents a day, that's perfectly fine. It's far better to have a bit of good quality help than absolutely no help at all. And I guarantee that the mini version of the Reunion program is the cheapest program to help get your ex back that actually works on the whole entire internet. But the mini version is a last resort for financial reasons only. If you can afford a payment plan of just about $2 a day, get the full version right away. It's cheaper than starting with the mini version and then paying again for the full version. And once you and your partner are happily back together, You won't ever regret spending a few $100 to spend the rest of your life with your partner. I want the full course, but I can't afford it, so I won't even get the mini version or any help at all. Like I said, the mini version of Reunion is extremely valuable. Just because it's not as in-depth as the full version doesn't mean it's anywhere near worthless. Plenty of clients have gotten their exes back with the mini course alone. Saying that if you can't get the full version, you won't get any help at all is, let's face it, a little bit crazy. Right? That's like saying, I really need a car to get to work, but I want a Ferrari, and all I can afford is a Corolla. So I'm just not going to get any car at all, and I guess I'll just lose my job because I can't get to work. Would you rather lose your entire relationship than get the mini version of a program? Because that's really just another form of self-sabotage. I can't afford your program, but I did just buy a new video game and go out to dinner at a restaurant and go out for drinks all weekend with my friends, and I bought this cool thing I saw on TikTok, but I can't afford your program. How much is it costing you to cope? I know you're out there spending $15 on fast food and $50 on drinks and buying things to zone out and forget your problems for a few hours. Instead of blowing your money in mind-numbing ways to ease the pain, why not make a one-time investment to actually fix your problems? It's way more expensive to be sad and single than to invest one time in a program that can help you and the love of your life get back together forever. So why make excuses? Just go for what you want. I'm not 18 yet. The Reunion program is not for minors. You must sign a consent form to enroll, and that is not valid if you are a minor. Also, if you're under the age of 18, you're supposed to go through breakups and date different people. Don't get hung up on one ex while you're still a child. I know your first heartbreak is tough, but you and your ex are going to be completely different people in just a couple of years, if not months. This is your chance to learn how to heal and get stronger. You'll have plenty of time to meet new people and start new relationships. I want my ex to come back within 24 hours. To be very honest, we are not a good fit to work together if you really feel this way. If you cannot wait more than one day to change your entire life, I don't recommend being in a relationship at all for quite a while. This is a very unhealthy, codependent mindset. And getting your ex back is not going to make you feel better for more than a few hours or weeks at most. The only thing that is going to help is having the patience to do the deep inner work and heal the part of you that is so impatient that you can't stand being alone for more than one day. Trust me, I've been there myself. And I recommend first finding sliding scale affordable therapy near you because you deserve to heal those deep inner wounds. And I wish you the best of luck on your healing journey. Reunion is designed for people who are in love and can take realistic steps to heal in the right way. It is not meant for people who want to find a partner to fill a void and cannot wait more than one day for life-changing results. I would be happy to reconnect with you after you've done some healing work with a therapist first, and I have so much faith in your ability to get through this. I don't have time to do a program to get my ex back. I just need them to come back immediately without any time or effort. Well, then you don't have time for a relationship. My friend, the full reunion program only requires 10 minutes a day for techniques and about 1 hour a week for 7 weeks to watch the instructional videos in the program. No additional time is required. So babes, if you don't have 10 minutes a day to spare, you don't even have time to text your partner every day. And if you don't have 1 hour a week to spare, you don't have time to see your partner. So you don't have time for a relationship. Focus on the other parts of life that are more important to you right now. And if you refuse to put in any effort into saving your relationship, you also won't put in any effort to keep it. If you cannot prioritize your ex now, you don't actually love them. And that's okay. I know that that's harsh, but you know that it's true. Because when you love someone, you make time for them. I'm just going to give up on my ex and try to meet somebody new. Respectfully, good luck. My friend, you're going to end up with the same relationship issues that destroyed this relationship, if not worse. Giving up on your ex will not solve the real problem. Remember, the real problem is doing that inner healing work and learning the relationship skills that you need to build. It's not about the other person. You could literally date anyone else and still have the same issues. That's why you see so many women date asshole after asshole. It's not because all men are assholes. They're not. It's because that woman hasn't yet done the inner work to align with quality men and sustain healthy relationships with them. Again, it's never about blame, and no one deserves a bad relationship. But if you keep driving into trees, it's not the tree's fault that the accidents keep happening. You simply need to learn how to course correct and steer yourself in a direction that you actually want to go in. And that's what reunion is for. Now, I'm not saying that you have to manifest your ex back. If you don't love them, by all means, don't get back together. But your partner can only show up as a reflection of you. So dating someone new won't change how you experience relationships very much. When you do the inner work, you can have a healthy relationship with your ex or someone new because you have a healthy relationship with self. Well, there you have it. 30 of the most common reasons why your ex is not back yet. I do hope that this video really hit home and helped you reflect in a helpful way. It really is important to get a healthy perspective if you've been stuck in any of these excuses. I hope that this video has resonated with you and that you feel inspired to go for what you want in life. You deserve a happy, healthy relationship, and I would be honored to help you and your ex reconnect with the reunion program. Check it out at manifestbest.com or at the link in my description. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, and happy manifesting!